Cinderella undercover, I said, better alive than dead. If you know that song, you are officially awesome. Cinderella. So this is Disney's newest big live-action film that they always release around this time of year. You know, John Carter, Oz the Great and Powerful, Maleficent, and now we have Cinderella. A straight-up remake of their 1950 animation. No unexpected plot twists or turns, this is the story of Cinderella that we all know in live action. I seriously mean that. If you have seen any of the trailers for this film or even read the synopsis, then you know exactly how this film is gonna go. I was sitting there in the theater going, okay, now is where this is gonna happen. And then it happens, and then this is gonna happen, and then it does. It was like that for the entire movie, so predictable to the point of boredom. Maybe I shouldn't have watched the trailers, but even then, I think I would still know how the movie was gonna go. It's a classic fairy tale. If that's what Disney was going for, which it probably was, then good job, they did it perfectly, and it bored me to tears. There were some parts that were even laughable. Being a Disney fairy tale, it's gonna be a little overdramatic. That's where I pull back from the movie and start rolling my eyes. And the weird, obvious CGI that these movies always have didn't help at all. I did like Lily James in the lead role, though. In this fairy tale world, she portrayed her emotions pretty well. I bought her acting is what I'm trying to say. Plus, she is pretty attractive, so there is that. She and her incredibly thin waistline did a good job. What I want to talk about, though, are the wicked stepmother and the fairy godmother. They're played by Cate Blanchett and Helena Bonham Carter respectively, and they're both fine in their roles. But ever since I heard that they were cast in those roles, I have had one recurring thought. Those actresses should switch parts. Think about it, we'd have Bellatrix playing the wicked stepmother, and we'd have Lady Galadriel as the fairy godmother. You see where I'm coming from, right? But as it is, this is how we have it. Cate Blanchett was fine as the wicked stepmother, but she never really seemed all that threatening to me. She didn't pull off the evil vibe, she just kinda came off as angry. And Helena Bonham Carter as the fairy godmother seemed more like a cameo than anything else. She's only in one scene, but maybe that's a good thing because I did not like her in the role. She didn't do anything to make me like her, she just came off as really annoying. This movie is an hour and 45 minutes long, and there were seriously some parts that felt like it was dragging, and it was most likely because of its predictability. By the time we get to the royal ball, it feels like it's been an hour and a half. I'll put it simply, when I like the Frozen Fever animated short that played before the film more than the film itself, I know that there's a problem. And to be clear, I know that this movie isn't aimed at my demographic, but I can't talk in anybody's perspective but my own. If you have a little sister or niece, then you can go take her to see this movie and she'll have a great time. As for the rest of us, if you're interested in this movie at all, I will say, wait until you can rent this movie from Redbox. The score in this movie was fine, it's Patrick Doyle, I always like his stuff, but I was disappointed that I didn't hear the music that was in the trailer. I thought that music was great because it sounded like something you would hear at like Disneyland or something. Oh well. So Cinderella, have you seen it and what did you think about it? Whatever you think, go ahead and leave a comment. And don't forget to subscribe.